Bon, bah on est de retour sur Divinity. Et on va aller faire le chapitre 3, puisqu'en fait on a fait le chapitre 1 et 2 sur cette île. Et maintenant du coup on va se partir, on va quitter cette île pour aller sur une nouvelle zone. Donc on ne reviendra pas. Je pense qu'on a quasiment tout fait. Bon, il y a des trucs en tuant certains PNJ et tout. Bah, malheureusement il y a des quêtes qui sont mortes. Donc on a perdu un peu d'XP, mais bon, on en a aussi gagné pas mal. On est niveau 8 alors que la base quand tu quittes t'es niveau 5-6, donc c'est bien, c'est bien. Allez, c'est parti.
Let's go. Boat first, questions later.
Malady grabs the vessel with 2 hands and pushes it into the water. She hops on board behind you.
God woken. Wait till she finds out.
Salty water wets the gauze in which you're wrapped. The bright sunlight seeps into your bones. The boat...
Tired but victorious, the party made for the Lady Vengeance. The horrors of Fort Joy behind them. They arrived as sorcerers. They left as God-woken. The fate of this God-forsaken world now rested on their shoulders. Or at least, on the shoulders of one of them.
Interesting. Quirkus.
Looking down at your robes, you see them
Ah,
damp
on va,
with blood and the
on va
ocean
avoir pas mal de
spray.
dialogues, je pense. Je
In
pense
the
que ça va être un
distance,
chapitre
Fort
dialogue et pas
Joy
forcément
looms.
axé compas. Euh...
What were they thinking, standing against an eternal? I almost pity the poor, ignorant beasts. Onward now. The sooner Fort Joy disappears from
Ça
the
prend tout son
horizon, the
sens hein,
better.
de jouer fan.
Perhaps the Seekers need help manning the ship.
Là, clairement, ça prend vraiment tout son sens. Alors.
Well, this is a fine sight. Utterly barbaric, of course, destroying a tree and turning it into a boat. Grotesque. A floating nest, surrounded on all sides by salt water, pure poison to a tree's root. The great acorn could never reach us out here. Well, yes, of course we'll continue our research, Quirkus. We're not monsters. Still, I must admit you were right about the shield. It proved to be more than adequate. Oh, yes, it seems our shield is still here, Quirkus. How does something so large and ungainly sneak up on a person? You give the giants too much credit, Quirkus. I think the salty air has addled your mind. It has certainly been useful, but elegant, kind, surprisingly attractive. No, we have no time for your fawning. We may be safe, but the world is not. Come, we must return to our research.
Ok. Du coup.
Hear my prayer.
On va y avoir un petit peu. Ils sont tous morts. Apparemment ils sont tous morts. Sans exception. C'est quoi, je prends, hein. Ah ouais.
Rassemblez. Pray to you, don't go any further, Godwoken. We need you alive. I would not advise that. The ship won't sail. We had orders to search every corner of it and figure out what's blocking us. It's hewn from elven livewood. I thought I could communicate with it.
She glances over towards a smouldering pile of ash on the deck nearby. Something is nestled within it. Fragments of...
That was Brendan. When the ship wouldn't answer my call, he touched the figurehead, and it attacked him, without warning. He burned, like he was made of parchment.
Her eyes flick over to the smouldering ashes once again, her head held at...
Thank you. We were held captive together, on this ship. He kept my spirits up. Now he's dead. Just remember what I said, Godwoken. If you die, then this was all for nothing. Nothing. The ship is livewood, that much is clear. But I couldn't
On va voir un petit peu ça là. Que dalle. Est-ce que je peux déplacer le... Non, pas déplacer ça.
Before you is a towering figurehead carved in the likeness of a dragon. It looms over the bow, its fangs bared at the open sea. Searing pain races up your arm. The ship senses you. It's angry. The pain intensifies. It's spreading past your arm, across your chest. Your lungs feel like they're on fire.
Ah oui. Colère. Ok. C'est embêtant. C'est embêtant ça.
Hey, stranger. Glad to see you. No reds in the offing yet. Don't...
Alors.
Spare me, Gareth. We got what we came for. This is what success looks like.
I won't see them tossed overboard. Not here. We'll hold a proper service.
What's his face and so would want us to get this ship sailing before all else. They died for those Godwoken, after all.
You know their names, Malady. Can't you even pay them that much respect?
Gareth inhales sharply, then catches you out of the corner of his eye.
Our guest stirs. Welcome, Godwoken. Glad to see you safely aboard.
Ah, our undead Godwoken. I had nearly forgotten.
Too many.
One too few, actually. Alexander, he's alive.
He's in the hold below decks. Unconscious, but alive. Yes, we certainly had better, but the ship won't move.
She's mute. We need to free her tongue.
You're welcome to try, though I doubt it'll help.
What Gareth means to say is don't bother. Livewood will only move when it wants to, or in this tub's case, when it's forced to. That's right. The ship's made of an elven ancestor tree. spirit of which is still trapped in what we need is a way to control the bloody thing.
The Seekers, the survivors of us, have been combing the ship from bow to rudder. It hasn't been easy. This place is laced with dark magic.
These Seekers have such a limited skill set.
We lost a man in the search. Malady might not appreciate that, but I do. And I hope you do too.
I'm sure the Godwoken will be able to get the ship moving. They kind of like to feel useful, don't they? That's the spirit.
Ok. Ok. Ah ouais.
You made it, Godwoken. Good. Not all of us did, though.
Pareil,
The sooner we leave
Shimon.
this island behind us, the better.
Non. Poisson. Bon, on va aller dans la cale. Hein.
We have to find a way to get this ship moving.
Ok. Ah, c'est des. Au lieu d'avoir des canons, c'est des arbalètes. Alors.
I must say, you may not be an eternal, but you are certainly not as temporary as many of your fellows. You handled yourself well. Personally, I am just glad that I do not have to walk back to Reaper's Coast. Wind travel may be primitive, but it is at least efficient. Livewood, you have taken a dead elf and carved it into a pleasure yacht? I knew you people were barbarians. I had no idea you were sadists too. Well, no matter. Whatever gets me to Reaper's Coast quickly. I have an excavation site to explore. Ah, yes. I have heard that your people enjoy various fermented fruits and vegetables. It often seemed to be Pardon? Was that an invitation? Were you trying to initiate some form of mating ritual?
Relation homosexuelle entre deux morts vivants. Ah, quelle horreur. Ah non, je vais pas aller plus loin. On va éviter. Allez, continuez. La friendzone. Tu restes mon pote, d'accord? Ah, pas en chien à ce point là. Bon, bref. Ouais, bon, on s'en fout, on s'en fout. Ça pourrait vous être mutuellement bénéfique. Allez hop, comme ça je le récupère au moins, parce que c'est vrai que c'est quand même
Now
le
is
but.
not the time for a bath.
All that fighting will be worth less than nothing if we can't get this tub moving. Not a thing.
On va parler à elle.
Malady says if we can get the ship to move, we can go home. Home!
Ah,
Malady says if we can get the ship to move, we can go
ouais,
home.
comme d'hab, que dalle.
Home.
Bon,
Whatever I'm looking for, I'm not finding it.
deux nouvelles recettes. Ok.
The silent monk leans from one foot to the other. The silent monk leans forward slightly and stares at you straight.
Did you hear? We're bringing you to Meister Siva, the head of the Seekers.
Ok, il y a bien un quartier de vie.
Speak to me if you're looking for hired help, I've got good fighters of every stripe. They know how to keep their mouths shut too, as long as there's gold. So, what'll it be?
Bon, j'ai pas besoin d'autres partenaires.
The Seeker flexes her arms stiffly. Her joints audibly pop. She sees you draw near.
I owe you, Godwoken. Without your help, I'd likely still be a prisoner around here, not guarding Alexander the Bloody Divine himself.
She nods her thanks and immediately winces, laying her hand on the back of her neck.
Good luck getting anything out of either of them. Our special guest is out cold, and the other one ain't in much of a talking mood. All right then, just... I'll keep an eye on the red until the cage is locked again.
A young magister paces around the brig, fussing over Alexander's unconscious form. She leans over and applies a damp cloth to his brow. She notices you observing her. She straightens her back and sets her jaw in a defiant scowl.
Magister Ranley, Corker's mate of the Divine Eminence vessel, Lady Vengeance. That's all the information I'm giving to any of you lot. So stow your questions, dwarf. Magister Ranley, Corker's mate of the...
The Magister falls silent, but stares at you with unwavering defiance.
J'ai pas d'éloquence.
Get away from him, sorcerer. That's the Divine. Prisoner or not?
Voilà. Mais... c'est pas ce que je voulais, mais c'est pas grave. On ne peut rien en tirer de toute façon des magisters. C'est aussi simple que ça. Donc... à mort.
Bishop Alexander lies supine on a bare wire cot. Though unconscious, his eyes are only half closed. A beautiful six-sided gem rests on the bishop's chest, hung round his neck by an ordinary oiled rope. The gem sits heavily in your pouch. Bruises swell beneath his eyes, and someone has wiped the bishop's hands clean.
Oh, je pense que c'est bon. Je pense que je peux le... je vais le tuer. On n'a plus besoin de lui. Voilà. Faut faire chier, hein. Ça évite les problèmes futurs. Donc là on a un miroir pour recommencer l'avatar si besoin.
What's this? I found something.
The door seems like any door, at least at first. Then you notice it's the wood groans and creaks. For a moment, you swear a face appears in the wood. A face tortured and tormented, a six-sided shape carved upon the face vanishes. The thud of your fist upon the wood.
No entry allowed. please use the port side door. Listen up so I don't have to repeat myself again. I am not an entry door. Fine. Answer the security question. Current security measures forbid me from providing the security. There's no entry through the starboard door. Listen up so I don't have to repeat myself again. Fine. Current security measures for...
Oh! J'ai réussi avec l'éloquence.
Is fortitude.
The face in the door is confused for a moment.
Drat. No entry allowed. No entry allowed.
C'est énervant. Je peux même pas l'attaquer. Ah, attends. Si je le fais avec lui.
No entry allowed through the starboard stateroom door.
Oh.
Hey, you're here. Pretty nice. There's got to be another way to get it going, but we can't find a way into Dallas's room. Maybe you can see something we can't.
There's got to be some clue. Dallas would have trusted someone with a secret, wouldn't she?
The door seems like any door, at least at first. Then you notice its unblemished wood. There is no knot, no scratch, no dent to detract from its apparent perfection. The wood groans and creaks. A face appears in the wood, tortured and tormented. A six-sided indentation is carved. The face vanishes.
Ouais, force d'âme.
The door remains closed. It seems you need more than a... The door is still unmarked, though the memory of the face and the door remains closed. It seems you need...
Okay.
The door is still unmarked, though the memory of the face and the anguished face appears.
Ça marche pas.
The door is still unmarked. The thud of your fist upon the... The door is still unmarked, though the memory of the face and its six-sided notch, the anguished face appears once more. It dips its forehead towards you and... A shudder of pleasure racks the figure in the door. It seems to breathe. All of a sudden, all anguish is gone. It gives...
I am summoned. Speak the password. Yes. And yes.
Ah bah voilà. Voilà qui est intéressant.
I'll need to get clever with this lock.
Just one more moment, please.
He clicks together two halves of some type of gauntlet sitting in his lap and turns his full attention to you. A curious smile plays across his lips as he takes you in.
An undead, eh? Wonders never cease aboard this. Beggars can't be choosers, I suppose. Especially when it comes to their rescuers. To whom do I owe my thanks? I see no cause for alarm. I'm not some uneducated simpleton, you know. I'm a prisoner, of course. Do you think I'd be sitting here calmly if I was a Magister holdout? That infernal Dallas woman left me trapped here, too weak to escape. It seems I'm in your debt. Dallas took a particular interest in me and my skills. I'm an expert in healing, crafting, and more arcane. She kept me here to do her bidding. Until you took her flagship from right under her nose, it seems. Oh, yes. And she could be a most cruel mistress, I'm sad to report.
He extends his arm and pushes up the sleeve. Beneath, the skin is withered and discolored, as if it were magically decayed.
She used some form of domination device on me, forcing my hands to do her bidding, and I've ruined them in the process. Oh, cast spells, tinker with relics, meddle with the laws of nature. All the sorts of things power-hungry despots love to do. She had me in charge.
He clicks the gauntlet into place around his withered forearm, his eyes on you the whole time.
But that damn contraption that she used on me seems to have fogged my memory. The rest is a blur. No! Necromancy is an unsavory practice. Surely you, above all, understand that. Dragged back from your slumber to live some sort of half-life.
His face abruptly creases into a smile.
But come now. Enough of Dallas and dead cats. You've taken this ship and granted my freedom. This is a happy moment. Quite sure. Now I can hardly be held under suspicion for being enlightened. Wouldn't you agree? How about you tell me something of yourself? I'd like to know just who my valiant rescuers are. I suspect there is very little that is simple about you. But perhaps those questions are best left for another time. I ought to continue what I'm doing here. Unless there was anything else? Trust me. Convenient is the last word I'd use to describe the experience. Pass me that copper wire there, would you?
He takes the copper with a nod of gratitude. His sleeve slips back, above his elbow. In its crook, you see part of a tattoo. A pattern of concentric circles rendered in black.
Perhaps my memory will come back with time. But for now, I'm afraid there's little more I can add. I'm doing my utmost to be civil to you, under rather trying circumstances. Why must you push me like this? Well, you're painting me into a corner here, friend. And I don't like to be cornered.
C'est vrai que... Aïe 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 aïe. Bon, on va la jouer magnicien.
Whatever he was, he seems harmless now. Let's leave him be.
Unperturbed, he holds up his index finger in a one-moment-please gesture before tightening a hinge upon his gauntlet.
Ah, that's better. The hard way?
J'aime pas ça. C'est un nécro. Ah oui, d'accord, ok. Ah oui. Faut que je le focus, hein.
Glory is mine. Glory is mine.
Attends, je vais me mettre là. J'ai tellement hâte de pouvoir faire des morts comme ça là. Alors. Hop. C'est pas grave. C'est sport. Allez, on en finit. Ok. Ah ouais, non mais en fait il est pété lui. Attends, il fait combien celui-là? Ah oui. Intelligence, nécromancien, et oui. Ah oui, non mais c'est bueno. C'est bueno, c'est bueno. Et ça c'est quoi? Un force, un commandement, une perception plus un nécromancien. Ouais. Voilà. Parchemin de résurrection. On va faire ça, attends. Voilà. Hop. Adresse insuffisant. Eh ben. What the fuck Ah.
What's
Bien.
this? I found something.
Donc là, que dalle. On va y avoir un petit peu pyramide de téléportation. Ça, je prends.
This looks like a teleporter pyramid. It could certainly come in handy.
Only one way to find out. Try using it.
Ok. Attends. J'ai une idée. Je vais mettre ça dans les outils. Gemme étrange. Attends, je vais faire ça. Oh.
What script is this? Whatever it is, it appears to be written in verse. I've spotted something.
On est bien là. Plateforme. Je prends tout ça. Hein. Hop. Hop. Le mec en fait était posé. Pourquoi pas. Attends. Merci. Bâton de Magnus. Peu d'or, fait toujours du bien. Pas assez de force pour pouvoir le déplacer. Baguette non identifiée, bah voilà. Et hop. Bah, je suis un peu lourd là. Ouais, bon. Hein. Les tableaux, tout ça, on s'en fout peut-être un petit peu. Hein. Voilà. Du coup, là on a un collier. Ouais. Alors, c'est pas mal du tout ça. Attends. Chance de critique. Ouais, en fait, l'autre t'en es meilleur. T'as un d'un tel. Ouais, mais ça fait plus de dégâts. Ouais, des dégâts de feu donc ouais. Hop. Puis en un tel, je suis bien. Donc on s'en fout. Alors, hop. Ça, je vais le garder. Truc à revendre. Donc, y a pas moyen d'ouvrir là? Attends. Ok, bon. Voilà. Alors attends, parce que du coup, c'est dans quel sac que j'ai mis ça? Celui-là, ouais. Donc déjà je vais mettre ça dans le, là, voilà. Et là du coup je vais faire utiliser. Ah! Ah merde! Ah! Ah! Attends! Ah, je suis dans une merde noire là. Attends, on va prendre ça. Ah ouais, non mais là je suis... Comment dire? Je m'attendais pas à ça. Des geists. Et les geists, ils sont plutôt vénères à la base. Donc ouais. C'est un peu la merde. Ah, t'as perdu combien d'armure? Ah, ça va. Ça va faire mal. Aïe. Ok. Merde noire là. Ça va. Attends. Ok, ça. C'est bien. Ok. Voilà. Hein, je me suis soigné. Pas le choix. Toi. Je vais mettre une autre. Hop. Voilà. Il est très lent, c'est ça qui est bien. Hop là. Vache quoi. Ce piège. Ce piège qui m'attendait. Alors attends, parce que là il faut les rattacher. Du coup... Flèche de charme. Je vous garde. Alors,
Another pyramid.
sera utile plus tard, les pyramides. Sera clairement utile d'ailleurs. Alors, on a ça. Des gants non identifiés, c'est bon ça aussi. Voilà. Ouais, je pense que là, pour le reste... attends, quand même aller voir là. Que dalle. Ok, bon. Je vais mettre ça là. Hop. Et je vais mettre ça là. Petit. Alors, identifier. C'est mieux, mais je garde les gants. Je garde les gants parce qu'en fait les gants ils sont... Franchement, avoir téléportation sur les gants c'est quand même bien pété, hein, on va pas se mentir. Donc, est-ce qu'on a la suite? Ça c'est la question. Ouais bon. On s'est débarrassé du nécro qui à mon avis retenait le navire bien plus qu'on ne le pense. Hop. Je vais essayer de retourner sur le pont. On va essayer de retourner là, on va voir. Est-ce qu'il va m'attaquer encore? Ça c'est la question.
The figurehead continues its vigil over the seas. The detail is remarkable. It looks like it could turn around and incinerate you at any moment. Searing pain races up your arm. The ship senses you. The pain intensifies. It's spreading past your...
Ah, il est toujours pas content, hein.
The figurehead continues its vigil.
There's an odd mark on the side of the figurehead. Battle damage?
Ah, chanté.
The deck beneath you groans and trembles.
Et
Like
bim.
the ship itself is awaking from a slumber. A deep sigh emerges, unmistakably the sound of a living being.
Alors, hop, le dragon s'est réveillé. L'ancien elfe est de retour.
You are not the witch. You are not Dallas. You sang the song. Now you must decide my fate. Are you to be my new master?
Ça c'est bien.
You are kind, but I can never be free again. Not truly. I am a vessel and must be guided. Let me take you wherever you wish. We can depart as soon as you are ready. Ask. I am here to serve in all ways.
The The sails overhead billow outwards suddenly. The sun is blocked, momentarily casting the dragon figurehead into shadow.
Majesties, they razed sacred elven lands and uprooted ancestor trees from the earth. I was one of them. They tore me apart and turned me into this monstrosity.
The creaking of the ship eases into a contemplative silence.
Once, I was an elf. I passed away and was reborn as an ancestor tree in a beautiful forest surrounded by kin of both flesh and root. But that time has passed. I saw that forest reduced to a dead place. Then I was taken away. My memories were lost, like the leaves from my branches. Of course, wherever there is sea, I will endeavor to bring you. Consult with your companions and set a course.
The ship's awake.
Ok.
Is she ready to sail?
Ah, maladie, quoi. J'ai envie de l'attaquer, hein, elle a vraiment, j'ai envie de m'en débarrasser de cette. Mais bon, elle a de l'armure, hein. Je pense qu'elle va me foutre une raclée monumentale. Hein. Niveau 12, hein, quand même, là, la dame.
A slow, toothless smile stretches across her face.
To driftwood, then.
Ok, allez. Du coup, on va se quitter là. On se retrouve au prochain épisode. Je vous dis à très très vite. Et sur ce, portez-vous bien. Ciao, ciao.